An excavator combs the large crater, searching for buried pieces of the airline. Little remains beyond scraps of metal and shreds of clothing, indicating just how hard and fast Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 came down. It came directly from the sky downwards, says this witness. We heard a huge explosion. There was no fire before it crashed, but once it crashed, we saw a huge cloud of smoke. The plane, carrying 149 passengers and 8 crew, took off from the capital, Addis Ababa, at 8:38 a.m. local time. It was headed for Nairobi, but within minutes, the pilot, who is believed to have been very experienced, sent a distress signal. He received clearance to return to the airport, but just minutes later, the plane came down in a field about 60 kilometers from the runway. Family members rushed to airports in both Ethiopia and Kenya, desperate to find out what had happened. Robert Mutanda was waiting for his brother-in-law to arrive from Canada.
We see people coming out. We were sure our relative was going to come out. After a few minutes, we saw some news on Facebook.
Passengers from more than 30 countries were on board, including 18 from Canada, some believed to be traveling to a major United Nations environmental meeting scheduled to start tomorrow in Nairobi.
We need to make sure that their relatives and friends who are meeting them at Nairobi Airport, who are supposed to meet them at Nairobi Airport this morning, are supported in the best way possible in this time of anxiety.
State-owned Ethiopian Airlines is widely considered one of the best and safest airlines in Africa. After receiving the aircraft, we did the first maintenance check on February 4th, says the airline's CEO. It was a new and clean aircraft. The plane itself, a Boeing 737 MAX 8, the same model involved in another deadly crash just 6 months ago. 189 people were killed when a 737 MAX 8 flown by Indonesia's Lion Air plunged into the Java Sea minutes after takeoff. While it's too early to say what caused this crash, Boeing has issued a statement of condolence and sent a technical team to help with the investigation, all while emergency workers continue with the grim task of identifying the many victims. Kayla Hounsell, CBC News, London.